Oh, there. So I just came from breakfast. It's pretty good. I had a powdered donut and a cinnamon roll that had a little extra glaze and some sprinkles. And they were pretty good. I also had a muffin, but didn't really have anything. It's just like a generic sort of. I don't know if it's just generic. Well, whatever. It wasn't particularly great, but it's all right. Anyhow. Oh yeah, that's not all I had. I also had some eggs, potatoes, and some sausage, and the water, of course. And besides that, so I don't really know what much more to say. From in a comparison to the last video, but I just want to say, I just hope that, well, I mean, of course I could say just, I hope today's a good day, right? Just like an ordinary, but today isn't necessarily just an ordinary day. It's a big day of, a part, maybe not the whole thing, but, definitely a big part of, what it means to be a person that lives in a democratic society. Now, how sure I am that America is actually, democratic, that's another discussion. But nonetheless, right, we have this power, right? And one thing that I'm a little concerned about, among probably so many fucking other things, is the fact that if Trump wins, right, then we may have elections still, but it'll probably be like Vladimir Putin's or Putin's, however you say his name, in Russia, right, where we don't actually have a choice, right? You only have the one name on the ballot, and the dude literally just votes for himself, right? It's a election, sure, but it's not really democracy. It's not really. But if Trump wins, we may not even have. We may not even have any actual, democracy anymore, because he'll probably just try to replace, people at every government level and people in so many positions, including like teachers, to those that are loyalists to him. And while I understand a little bit, having some people out there who will be loyal and support you, right? That's all fine and good until you realize that he's wanting to do it everywhere at the same time, at every level, and that's just, I don't know. It doesn't seem particularly okay. Across the road here. All right. Okay. So, yeah, we may not even have any actual elections before. Also, because he also wants to deport, I don't know, millions of undocumented immigrants, as well as, probably thousands to millions as well of legal immigrants, especially those, from majority Islam nations, so Middle East. Let's see. What else does he want to do? Oh, right. He also wants to basically silence pretty much anyone who's in opposition to him. I don't know. Maybe it sounds like a... Would it be too bold to say a dictator again? Anyway, so yeah, he wants to do that. So that means that if you're even a person who is a legal United States citizen who was born here, like me and my family were, we're all legal, you know, we were born here, lived our whole life here pretty much, yeah, we could be gone too. Some of our friends, our family, well, actually probably not our family, because our extended family, my extended family, is, while I'm not 100% certain that all of them are this way, are mostly, I think based on the ones that I know for sure, or I can say with much more certainty, are all definitely pro-Trumpists. So, yeah, it was super fun trying to figure out how to talk to them. I'm glad my immediate family, is like actually not insane, right? And that I have, good parents, a good brother. We understand, we relate, we help each other out. I trust them. I trust them with my life any day, right? My brother too. He's an awesome guy, right? Love him to if he's watching this. Just want to say again, love you, bro. But yeah, he wants to, like, just a thought. Besides, let's just say, besides the already absurd and I don't know, over the top idea that he has, he's gonna deport, thousands to millions of immigrants, whether they came here legally or not, and hell, they make up a very large part of our workforce. We'd actually be losing like a fair amount of our GDP if we did. So we'd actually be poorer. And plus, he also wants to, like I mentioned yesterday, I think it was, although maybe I didn't, he also wants to do the minimum 10% tariff tax on literally fucking everything, on every imported good, right? Which is pretty much going to, and especially on China, which I think he said he was going to do, I don't know, at least like 60% or something, which is like absurd, crazy, outlandish, right? And we have so many things that come from China. Is going to make the average person, the average family, spend like at least like a few thousand more, or from a few hundred to a few thousand more, like per month, and that adds up really fast. People, we already don't get a good healthcare system that people can actually, access, right? It's not that the providers are bad. It's not that the service is bad. It's just how fucking expensive it is. And if we are already broke trying to pay that, or I don't know, get a house, buy rent one, get groceries, people who are driving, you probably get some gas. I don't know much of the gas prices, so that might have changed. Stuff like probably just like average like water or clothing probably got more expensive too. Electronics, just literally everything pretty much is probably going to become more expensive, or a lot of it. So yeah. So anyways, if we're putting all that aside, he also wants to get rid of people that are not loyalists to them, that do not support them, especially people who are registered Democrat, right? Now, again, I'm not the most concerned about the removal of myself, although that could be a possibility. But, oh yeah, did I mention, I don't think I did, he wants to remove people of any of these groups I talked about here, very big groups, probably using like the military. You know, so that's great. That's not going to be absolutely scary or violent or anything like that at all, I reckon. If it actually does happen, you know. So, yeah, I can't even imagine the horrors of that. Begin to imagine the horrors of that. And he also wants to reinstate the death penalty. Like, I mean, I don't know if, and to be fair, I'm not the most well-versed knowledge and about the death penalty, but generally my stance is no, we shouldn't have that. Or if we do, it should be, you know, like the very, very last resort, that we should be really hesitant to use that by ending someone's life. It's a really dark thing to do, right? Like, yeah, as bad as a person might be, or as whatever as a person might be, right? Even, you know, the dude Trump, I really don't like him. I never want to meet or talk to him or anything like that, but I wouldn't wish death on him. I don't wish death or, you know, anything like that to someone that I really don't like. I just think the dude needs to go to prison. I mean, he's a felon. He's been convicted of at least, I don't know, 34 charges or something. I may even get my numbers wrong, but something like that. It's a lot. So it's just like, I could probably go on the whole day about all of his batshit policies or ideas that he has that he wants to implement, and I could, you know, but I might, to be fair, I might take some time later this afternoon to talk about today, to continue talking about politics stuff, but I want to go ahead and go in and just do my psych homework. Maybe the sociology stuff, we'll see. Probably continue the Minecraft speedrun thing, depending on how much time I have. I have the counseling appointment, so that's going to kind of get in the way, but not too bad. So, anyways, nonetheless, it's nice that I'm making these videos more regularly, and that I feel confident to just, you know, speak out, say my opinion, right? I'm not really holding stuff back. I'm not really, I'm just really expressing what I think. I think that's a good thing that I'm doing. I think it's really nice. Anyways, enough talking.